Hi guys, Jane Bevins here. I have been wanting to film this video for quite a while now. I am very passionate about the subject of autoimmune diseases because I have had rheumatoid arthritis for 7 years. So that's what this video is going to be about today. I want to tell my rheumatoid arthritis story. Sorry if I sound kind of groggy and tired. Let's see what time is it. It's about 9:30 at night, and this is the only time that I can get my kids to bed and have the house quiet and peaceful so that I can think clearly and not have kids running around everywhere. So I want to tell my rheumatoid arthritis story because I want to help people, and a lot of autoimmune diseases are very similar in nature, how they originate, and not that they all have joint pain, but a lot of them work out the same. And I plan to do a series of videos. I'm going to do some about, just all the things I'll get into. Anyway, I'll just jump right into it. So I didn't get diagnosed, but I had rheumatoid arthritis. It was almost 8 years ago. After I had my first son, he was a couple months old at the time. It was in 2010. I started waking up in the morning, and when I would walk, there was pain in my feet, and it was joint pain. I didn't know at the time what it was because I had never felt joint pain, so I didn't know what to even look for. So I would just walk on really soft carpet, and my feet would hurt for probably about an hour, I want to say. And so after this was going on for a couple months, I was pretty lucky in the sense that my RA, I'll just call it RA because that's easier to say. I was lucky in the sense that my RA did not progress very fast. And so I didn't have a lot of symptoms quickly. Like I've seen a lot of people get full-blown attack all through the body very quickly. So for a couple months, my feet were hurting. And at that time, I wasn't very healthy. I hadn't been eating very good. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep because I had a new baby. Shortly, a couple months in of having that, not because of the pain, because I didn't know what was going on, I started working out really hard, and I started eating a way more strict diet. I cut out sugars. I was eating in small portions, stuff like that, and I think that was one reason that the RA progressed at such a slow pace, because most people it progresses quickly because they don't make big adjustments like I did, which at the time I didn't even know. So lucky for me, it didn't happen, as quick. But anyway, I had that joint pain in my feet, and I became extremely fit, extremely active. I actually became a body pump instructor, which if you don't know what that is, it's just a fitness instructor. Anyway, so I was extremely fit, teaching fitness classes, all that stuff. So what I noticed is the days that I would work out the next morning, the pain wasn't as bad in my feet. So that was just kind of something I noticed early on. Anyway, kind of speed things up here because I don't want to make this video too long. But years later, so at that point, the pain just kind of stayed in my feet, and it wasn't too bad. I noticed it. Some days it would kind of go in my ankles, but it wasn't really bad. So let's see, it was about 3 or 4 years later, I got married, and actually no, I want to say it was about 2 years later. Yeah, it was 2 years later. It was about, it was 2.5 years later to be exact. So it's 2.5 years later from when I started getting the RA symptoms. I got married, and I started going to a university, and I took extremely hard classes because I actually was taking nursing classes. I wanted to be a nurse, so I got into nursing classes. Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm just kind of telling you how it progressed, because what I think happened was that the stress of getting married, even though I love my husband, we had ups and downs like every marriage. I think the stress of getting married, and I jumped into going to nursing, prerequisites for nursing. I started doing those, and I was working part-time at that time, so I had so many things happening all at once, and because of that, my diet became not very good again, just a typical Western diet. I would eat out occasionally, you know, I quit working out mostly. I wasn't working out very often. I would say once or twice a week, if that, maybe probably even not even that some weeks, because I was studying a lot. So all that happened, just all my stress level, all that happened, and my RA started getting quite bad again. So I would notice the few times that I did go to the gym occasionally, I would notice that my ankles were hurting, my hands started to hurt. I started getting just little minor, joint pain throughout, and speed up a year. So at this point, it'd probably been about 3.5 years. I got pregnant, and luckily my joint pain went pretty much in remission. I did have a few little flares where I would have, some pain in my shoulder or whatever, but most of the pregnancy was not bad. So after I had my second son, so at this point it's about 4.5 years into having RA. I guess that doesn't even matter, but just kind of a timeline of how this sped up in the process. So about 4.5 years in, after having my son, when he turned about 2 or 3 months again, like with my first son, I started getting the bad joint pain. And not only was it just in my feet this time, but it was all over, like everywhere. So it was in my neck hurt. I remember, it was just so sad, looking down, trying to nurse my baby, holding him like this, looking down, and I couldn't even look down to see his face because the joint pain in my neck was so bad that I could only kind of look down like this with my eyes because I couldn't even turn my neck down. I remember my shoulders, oh my gosh, they hurt so bad. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, I mean, if you've clicked on my video, most likely you're looking into autoimmune diseases, you're wondering if you have RA or you've had RA. But my shoulders were just killing me with pain. I remember my shoulder, occasionally a shoulder would hurt so bad that I couldn't even lift it past this point. I literally could not. And I remember once getting a, what do you call it? It's like for first aid, what you wrap around your ankle. And I remember wrapping that from my neck down like this, holding my elbow in place because even just walking and having my shoulder droop was excruciating. And I would take ibuprofen and it would barely even do anything, like just barely take the edge off. So bad. Anyway, joint pain everywhere, elbows, wrists, hands. My hips actually haven't hurt that bad, but my knees were terrible, ankles, feet. Every little joint in my toes was terrible. Oh my gosh. So at that point, I couldn't even buy my size shoe anymore, which was around 8.5. I was buying size 10 shoes because my RA was so bad that I could not handle any pressure on my toes, especially. And just, all the joints of my toes, it was terrible, terrible. So at that point, every week that went by, I would say every month probably, it just got worse and worse and worse. So painful. I was crying a lot. I didn't know for sure what was going on. So I went to the doctor, and I might have actually gone to the doctor before that pregnancy. I think I did. Anyway, I went to the doctor, when I was having joint pain. I think it was before I got pregnant the second time. And the doctor said, tested my blood, and he saw that my C-reactive protein was high. He did say you do have rheumatoid arthritis, and he was not a rheumatologist. And so I asked him what to do, and he told me to get on methotrexate, which I was terrified to get on after reading all the side effects. So I said, I don't want to get on that. I want to get pregnant anyway. This is before having my second son. So he told me a few remedies, which I will talk about in the next video because I don't want to dive into his fix me because that would take a long time. Anyway, I can see this video is already getting kind of long. So at that point, I tried different diets, so I'm back to now the pain I was having after my second son. It was just excruciating. It was hard to even get out of bed and pick him up from the crib. Terrible experience. So I kind of fast forward now, had really bad pain When my second son was 11 months, I got pregnant again. I was kind of hoping I'd get pregnant because I wanted more kids, and I was looking forward to being in remission, because pregnancy, like I said before, puts your body, not everybody, but a lot of women with RA, they get pregnant and they go into remission, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So I got pregnant with my third child, a little girl, when my second son was 11 months old. And it took a couple months this time for my body to go in remission, which I was kind of bummed about. I was wanting it to happen really fast, but it didn't. And I think it's because my inflammation was so high that it just took a while for my immune system to quiet down and to go in remission again. So when I was about 3 months pregnant with my third child, a little girl, like I said, I went in remission again, which was wonderful. Because a lot of women, don't like pregnancy, but for me, I'm like, yay, bring on the pregnancy. Please, I will feel so much better. So I really enjoyed that pregnancy. I was terrified to have my baby because having a newborn, as anybody who's had a child knows, is a lot of work, and my babies have not been easy. So anyway, I was just scared the whole pregnancy. I kept telling my husband how scared I was. I was just not sure how I was going to handle it. I decided to bottle feed this time because I had been nursing through all that time till my son was almost 2, right before I had my daughter. So I had my daughter, and I got lucky this time. I did not have bad joint pain until I want to say around 6 months this time, maybe she was a little bit older. So I don't know how I got so lucky, but I did, because that's unusual for you to not get your joint pain again for that long. Anyway, so she's about 6 months old, and my pain hit bad again. Started having excruciating pain, excruciating. So one thing, very important thing that I forgot to mention. So at the very end of the third pregnancy, my left knee started to hurt really bad. I don't understand why this happened.